Hello students, I'm Dr. Tisha Vyas, Assistant Professor, Biotechnology at Siusha Institute of Science. Today's lecture, we are going to have a look at the challenges, future, applications, and impact of biotechnology on national and global economies. First of all, let us have a look at the different areas of the biotechnology which are named as the red biotechnology, green biotechnology, blue biotechnology and white biotechnology. So let us have a look that what is red biotechnology. Red biotechnology can also be known as the medical biotechnology as it includes medical procedures such as utilizing organisms for the production of novel drugs or employing stem cells to replace, regenerate injured tissues and possibly generate the whole organ. Green biotechnology is also known as the agricultural biotechnology as it involves processes for the development of pest-resistant grains and accelerated evolution of disease-resistant animals. For example, as you all know that there are genetically modified crops as well as plants. Blue biotechnology is also known as the marine biotechnology as it encompasses processes in the marine and aquatic environments such as controlling the proliferation of noxious waterborne organisms. White biotechnology, it is also known as the industrial biotechnology as it involves processes such as the production of new chemicals or the development of new fuels for the vehicles. A distinction is made between non-gene biotechnology and gene biotechnology. So let us have a look now that what is non-gene biotechnology and what is gene biotechnology. Non-gene biotechnology, it works with the whole cells, tissues or even the whole or the individual organisms. Non-gene biotechnology is the more popular practice involving the plant tissue culture technique, hybrid seed production, microbial fermentation, production of hybridoma antibodies, vaccines, and immunochemistry. Whereas gene biotechnology, it deals with the genes, that is either there can be transfer of genes from one organism to another and also the genetic engineering methodology. In this slide, we are going to have a look at the promise of the green technology. Basically, green technology developed in the early Cold War period where biotechnology was considered to solve major social problems such as energy and food shortages. There were techniques like imitation rhizobia, means projects were developed to use bacterial fertilizers that could convert the nitrogen to ammonia like the rhizobia bacteria in beans. Development of biogas and gasohol. In rural countries like India and China, there were projects to convert the biomass into fuel. In 1974, Brazil began a massive project to convert the sugarcane to gas. Development of single-cell protein. During the World War II, the Germans grew single-cell, that is the fungal protein for animal fodder. In the 1950s, the oil companies developed processes for the growing of bacteria on oil. And in 1968, the Japanese produced around 110 tons of single-cell protein bacteria. In this slide, we are going to have a look at the biotechnological development in the 90s era. In the 1990s, a growing number of drugs produced using modern biotechnology techniques were brought to the market. In the year 1993, the US Food and Drug Administration, that is FDA, declared that genetically modified foods are not inherently dangerous and do not require special regulations. GMOs are now widely available, but there is still a debate about the labeling. The Flavor Saver tomato, engineered to resist rotting, was approved for sale by the FDA. Flavor Saver tomato, as you all know, is the first genetically modified tomato. In 1997, Scottish scientists reports cloning a ship that is Dolly, using DNA from the adult shrimp cells. In 1998, human skin was produced in vitro. In this slide, we are going to have a look at the recent developments that took place in the biotechnology field. In the year 2003, TK1, that is a glowfish, went on sale in Taiwan as the first genetically modified pet. In the year 2006, the artist Stellark had an ear grown in a vat and grafted onto his arm. In the year 2009, Sasaki and Okana produced transgenic marmosets that glow green in ultraviolet light and pass these traits to their offsprings. In the year 2010, scientists created malaria-resistant mosquitoes. And in the year 2010, the Craig Venter Institute produced an artificial microorganism as well. In this slide, let us have a look at the major applications of biotechnology. Today, biotechnology is a multidisciplinary activity involving chemists, biologists, engineers, and many other specialists. Its scope is enormous. There are sophisticated new drugs produced in the milk of transgenic sheep, microbial cocktails that can clean up contaminated land transgenic plants, and fish that yield more food or resist diseases, and hundreds of different microorganisms able to produce fermentation products such as amino acids, vitamins, enzymes, and antibiotics. It is playing a major role in serving the mankind, be it in the form of improved plant varieties or developing vaccines. It is widely used in food industry, enabling cattle to grow faster and produce new enzymes for making cheese. It is being used in variety of different fields. So let us have a look first at the agriculture biotechnology. In this sector, it has contributed in the following improvements, that is development of crops, fruit varieties with higher yield, great resistance to stresses, and higher nutritional value, increasing the efficiency of nitrogen fixation in plants, vaccine production from plants. And in animal husbandry, it covers variety of areas like the development of improved breed of animals with higher milk production, higher animal productivity, and with other desirable characteristics like animal feed, embryo transfer, and developing vaccines. In healthcare, it is being used for the development of genetically engineered vaccines, DNA fingerprint, immunodiagnostic kits for early detection of diseases, genetic profiling, antibiotic development, and for skin grafting. In industry, it is being used for the wide range of applications such as extraction of metals by microbial methods, enrichment of ores, etc. And it plays a vital role in food processing and beverage industries. Energy sector, it is used in the application and production of tissue cultured biomass and biogas production. Aquaculture and marine biotechnology application, it helps in generating new classes of pharmaceuticals, polymers, enzymes, and many other chemical products. It is also helpful in aquaculture, transgenic, fish production, bioremediation, conservation, seaweeds culture, etc. Environmental biotechnology application, it helps in biodegradation of xenobiotic compounds, that is harmful compounds, biomining, restoration of denuded areas, development of biosensors, processing of waste, composting, anaerobic processes, etc. bioinformatics, that is biotechnology information system. Recognizing the importance of the information technology for pursuing advanced research in modern biology and biotechnology. A bioinformatics program envisaged as a distributed database and network organization was launched during 1986 and 1987. The program has become a very successful vehicle for transfer and exchange of knowledge, information, technology packages and references in the country, involving 8 to 10,000 scientists. So this was about the application of biotechnology in various fields. Now let us have a look at the various fields of biotechnology that involves microbiology, that is the studying of microorganisms, cell biology, that is the study of cellular structures, biochemistry, that is the study of biochemical pathways of the organisms, biophysics, that is the study of physics included in the microorganisms, molecular genetics, that is the study of the DNA structures, plant biotechnology, that is the study of hybrid plants or the development of hybrid plants using recombinant DNA technique, production of recombinant molecule, that is development of a hybrid organism using the recombinant DNA technique, plant secondary metabolites, that is studying regarding the secondary metabolites extracted from the plants and using it for various purposes. Medical microbiology, that is the development of equipments. Medical biotechnology, it involves the same, that is the development of vaccines, antibiotics and instruments. Bio-nanotechnology, that is development of the nanoorganisms and then further applying it in different fields. Biorobotics, that is development of artificial organisms. Agricultural biotechnology, that is the development of healthy and disease-resistant plants using various organisms. Besides this, biotechnology also involves many different areas, that is bioinformatics, agricultural biotechnology, biofertilizers, national bioresource development, plant biotechnology, bioprospecting, animal biotechnology, ceri-biotechnology, aquaculture and marine biotechnology, environmental biotechnology, medical biotechnology, food biotechnology, microbial and industrial biotechnology, medicinal and aromatic plant, basic biotechnology, biosafety, biotech parks, mission mode programs, biological control, international collaborations, and biotechnology for social development and autonomous institutes. This image over here is of human 2.0, that is in the upcoming decades a radical upgrading of our body's physical and mental systems already underway will use nanobots to augment and ultimately replace our organs. We already know how to prevent most degenerative diseases through nutrition and supplementation. This will be a bridge to the emerging biotechnology revolution, which in turn will be a bridge to the nanotechnology revolution. By 2030, a reverse engineering of the human brain will have been completed and non-biological intelligence will merge with our biological brains. As you can see over here in the diagram, there is nanotech data storage memory system. The brain will also have increased frequency range parabolic hearing. The backbone will be in vivo fiber optic communication. There will be an internal whole body navigational grid. There will be biosensors externally used to stimulate atmospheric tensions. cardio flow and function monitors. In the eyes, there will be network sonar sensors that will map data onto the visual field. There will be smart skin, as well as there will be solar protected skin with tone texture changeability and also turbocharged suspension flexibility. Now let us have a look at the future biotechnology applications that can be used for the human beings. The first one, that is decay fighting microbes, artificial lymph nodes, asthma sensors, cancer split test, biological pacemakers, prosthetic feedbacks, smart contact lens, speech restorer, absorbable heart stent, muscle stimulator, nerve regenerator, stabilizing insoles, smart pills, and autonomous wheelchairs. Gastrointestinal liner, liver scanner, nanoscale adhesive, portable dialysis, walking stimulator, rocket powered arm, and many more. Now let us have a look at the various advantages of biotechnology as well as the challenges faced in this field. The first one, that is transfer of knowledge, skill and resources, are the advantages of biotechnology. Challenges are firms have to develop capacities to learn from competitors, exploit emerging technology opportunities, avoid a fierce competition, accelerate the pace of technological innovation, reduce the risk of investment, and also network share is to increase in accuracy for market research and customer targeting. Whereas the challenges are to make relevant and durable alliances, raise entry barriers, that is a potential exclusion factor for firms who cannot afford the admission fee, patent issues. Firms have to reveal information possibility to lose a competitive advantage. Increase the complexity of innovation control. From the previous slides as well as from the present scenario, you can all make that future belongs to biotechnology. Biotechnology, it gives answers to many burning problems like food scarcity, ecological problems, pharmaceutical sector drops, and spans its wings to almost all living world problems. Although there is a lot of hype in media about the sector, but unfortunately in India and in many countries surprisingly, it has not got due attention till yet. The government has started taking steps and new institutions are built and skills has started coming up. Now let us have a look at the biotechnology scenario in the nation. Today, Indian biotech sector comprises of more than 280 companies and 180 biosuppliers, and Indian biotech industry is worth 1.5 billion US dollars. The bioservices has reached 160 million US dollars. Bioagriculture sector has crossed around 130 million US dollars. Biopharma has reached 1 billion US dollars. And the biggest one, that is the Make in India initiative for the food processing. The food processing sector in India comprises of immense growth and greater contribution to the world food trade. The sector has witnessed a number of initiatives undertaken by the government since June 2014, primarily aimed at scaling up infrastructure for the storage and transport, tackling the issues of food wastage in the country, and creating value addition that will benefit both the producers and the consumers in the country through facilitating domestic and foreign investment in the sector. The growth rate of the gross value added in food processing industries has increased from 1.91% in 2013 to 2014 to 5.78% in 2014 to 2015 at constant prices. India is the largest producer of milk and the second largest producer of a variety of fruits and vegetables in the world. However, food is being wasted at the harvest point and during transportation. India witnesses nearly 4.6 to 15.9% wastage in fruits and vegetables annually due to the lack of modern harvesting technologies and cold chain infrastructure. The wastage levels in other perishables are also significantly high, that is 5.2% in inland fish, 10.5% in marine fish, and 2.7% in meat and 6.7% in poultry. To tackle this critical issue, the government is sanctioning more cold chain infrastructures in the country with the objective of reducing the food wastage by 50% over the next 2 years. In addition, by opening up the sector, the government is keen to bring in advanced technology into the supply chain, thereby combating the losses incurred during the value chain. Now let us have a look at the impact of biotechnology on the international economies. There are various global vaccine leaders, companies like GSK, SA, Pfizer, Merck, Novartis, and many other countries are now become the global vaccine developers. The Indian market, it consists of around $524 million. The vaccine industry is continued to grow and it ranges of about 10 to 13% over the next 10 years to reach a size of between 1.4 billion US dollars and 1.8 billion US dollars by the year 2020. India produces about 40 to 70% of the WHO demand and also the development of vaccines for measles. The largest vaccine producer in India is the Serum Institute of India, and it is also the world's largest producers of measles and DPT vaccines. From the graph, you can understand that the development of vaccines as well as its sale has increasingly enormously from the year 2007 to the year 2010. Now, there are also various companies which have developed the vaccines like malaria vaccines, rotavirus vaccines, H1N1 influenza vaccines, and also the typhoid vaccines, and they are at the different stages of development. There are the different stages of development like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 3 is the final stage for the release of the vaccines. Many countries have also contributed majorly in the field of vaccine development. The first is the US, then the Germany, Japan, France, Italy, Spain, and the UK. Now let us have a look at the challenges faced by biotechnology. The question arises over here that is biotechnology morally acceptable? Let us have a look. When it comes to biotechnology, various questions arises in our mind that is it against the nature? What are the risks versus what are the benefits? The relative lack of religious objections. The transgenic intrinsically harmful to the environment. Environmental biosafety concerns. Harmful to the consumers or not? What are the biosafety health concerns? The gaps between the haves and the have-nots have increased. The intellectual property system in favor of already developed countries, that is the gene patents. The production system is in favor of the already efficient systems. There are two kinds of ethical arguments which are used to evaluate the concerns over biotechnology. That is the intrinsic objections and the extrinsic objections. The intrinsic objection says that the process of biotechnology is objectionable in itself. And at extrinsic biotechnology, it says that the possible consequences of some biotech applications are objectionable, but others may be acceptable. Let us have a look at the future directions towards good governance in biotechnology. What is the role of the government? The overseas development and capability strengthening in both technical and social, ethical issues in biotechnology and life sciences, set up regulations and laws as necessary, and making sure of having a healthy balance. The role of civil societies, that is the NGOs. It is to help to make the public understand issues in various aspects and not just lobby or single issues. The role of education or the research institutes is to acquire knowledge and understanding on issues interfacing between the technology and the society, is to help generate healthy debates among various stakeholders and the public. Thank you all. That was all for today's lecture. You can send me your queries at my email ID that is reflected on the slide. Thank you.